Hello and welcome to, that is. Let's try that again. Hello and welcome to Hot Tea with Holly. I am Holly. We are live and I'm having a hot cup of tea. It is Tuesday in July, which historically is actually quite warm around here, but we're actually having quite a chilly day here in Pennsylvania. So I am having a very hot cup of Harney and Sons jasmine green tea. Jasmine pearl jasmine green tea, something like that. Jasmine pearl? I'm completely blanking on the name of it, but I am drinking a jasmine green tea. What are you drinking? Welcome. How are you? It's one of those days. I'm so glad that you are here. If you're just tuning in for the first time, welcome. I'm Holly Perkins, and I help you use strength training and intentional nutrition to create the body that you need to keep up with the life that you love. And I have a wonderful conversation for us today. We're going to be talking about helping you achieve your best body composition yet. And I have a very interesting conversation and a very important call to arms, if you will, amidst this conversation of body composition. So if you are looking to get stronger, leaner, if you're wanting to create a body that is tight and fit and resilient and strong at any size, this conversation is for you. Rather than talking about body weight per se, or rather than talking about body fat, we're going to be talking about lean muscle mass, how to get it, and why it's so important. Welcome. I am filming this live every Tuesday at 1 o'clock on the East Coast. If you ever want to join us live, come on over to Holly Perkins Fitness on Facebook on a Tuesday at 1 o'clock on the East Coast. And there's a 99% chance that I will be here. Every now and then I miss a day, but I'm normally here. If you're with me live, please say hello. And if you're having a beverage, do share. As you know, I tend to get some of my favorite tea ideas from you, my beloved community members. How are you? Let's jump in. So what we're talking about today is how to achieve your best body composition yet. And now you might be wondering, okay, so why? Why is that important? What does that even mean? And even if you think you know what it means, this is an unusual conversation for us today. So grab your notebook, listen up, bring your questions. And like I said, if you're here with me live, do say hello just to make sure that you guys can hear me and see me a-okay. So here's the deal. These days, amidst the conversation of body positivity, which I am all about, we've gotten a little misled to some degree around the body positivity movement. And the wonderful ideology of body positivity is for you to really feel loving and positive about your body, no matter where you are, no matter what size you are. And that is absolutely essential to your happiness. To really, truly love yourself for who you are, love your body for what it does, and love it no matter what is absolutely essential. It's also a really wonderful way to walk through life. Wouldn't that be wonderful to just let go of the judgments, let go of any of that icky feeling that you might have on the days when you don't feel your best, when you don't feel your leanest, when you don't feel the tight, lean, fit body that you ultimately want to feel, right? Hold on one second. I want to make sure. There we go. Okay. I was not seeing my comments coming through and I was afraid you guys couldn't hear me. Lois, Heidi, I'm so glad that you guys are here. Welcome, welcome. Holly Miles. Hello. So glad that you guys are here. Back on track. So, you know those days when you just don't feel great in your body? We all have them. Welcome to the human condition. And more specifically, welcome to being a woman. Because if you have sushi, you're going to weigh 3 pounds tomorrow. And if you eat any kind of food with any kind of salt in it, you're going to weigh 2 pounds tomorrow. And if you have a big meal or some extra carbohydrates or God forbid, a piece of pizza and a beer, the scale is going to be up. And you know, those days when you just feel fluffy, you feel congested, you just don't feel great. There's such a tendency to for us to feel down about our body. And we don't want to go there because the truth is, the human body is always in flux. You're going to be up, you're going to be down, you're going to be lean, you're going to be fluffy, you're going to be energized, you're going to be exhausted. And that is just the way of the human body existing here on earth in the 3D reality. Now, listen, if you're not going to be 100% consistent with your habits every single day, which, oh, by the way, is completely impossible, if you're not going to be 100% consistent with your nutrition, with your sleep, with your workouts, with your stress, with your caffeine, with your sugar, with your water intake, with your workouts, with your cardio, if you're not going to be 100% consistent, which you won't, your body is always going to be having these micro changes. And part of weathering the storms of life is being okay with that. And really and truly, at your deepest core, loving, accepting, and honoring yourself and your body. And it's also so important for your health in this lifetime, your vitality, your optimal existence, to become aware of what percentage of your body today is muscle. And this is my call to arms to the fitness industry, to the medical institutions, to the medical communities, to all of my fellow colleagues and experts out there who don't have things in their eyes right now. This is my call to arms for us to change the conversation. I've gotten to the point where I am so fed up and frustrated with an emphasis on body fat percentage. Who cares what your body fat percentage is? I want to know what's your lean muscle mass percentage, because that number, my friend, is so much bigger than the small percentage of your body that is body fat. And when you think about your body fat percentage, does that bring forth feelings of happiness? Does that make you joyous? Probably not. And I can speak this because I've been in practice for 30 years and I'm on the phone with women, quite likely like you, my dear viewer, every single day. And when the topic of body composition comes up, the first thing I hear is, ugh, I know my body fat is 33%. Or, ugh, I just want to get to 15% body fat, which is nearly impossible, by the way. And it comes and rides on this conversation of negativity. So if you've ever experienced this for yourself, if you're here with me live, please join in. Because when I bring up the idea of body fat percentage, doesn't that just feel, ugh? It's a conversation no one wants to have. But you know what? More of you is lean muscle mass. A lot more of you. In fact, almost 2.5 times more of you is lean muscle mass as compared to body fat percentage. So what we're talking about today is my call to arms to say, let's stop the insanity and start focusing on the amount of you that is lean muscle mass. And let's start to optimize that. Because wouldn't it be wonderful to wake up tomorrow morning and say, I am going to go after 1% more of muscle. I want to have 2 pounds more lean muscle mass, or I want to hit 72% of my body weight. That's lean muscle mass. Wouldn't that be cool? And how does that feel when you try that on going forward in your health journey? Now, if you've been with me before, you know that my fitness is rooted in strength training, which is fitness, and nutrition. But that being said, my conversation is more about using strength training to change your life, to uplevel your health, and to help you become the best woman possible so that you can serve the world, so that you can be a better, happier mom, so that you can be a more peaceful and happy and supportive friend, so that you can be a better wife or daughter or sister or coworker or community member. That is really what it's about. And so even though a big part of my conversation is rooted in fitness, it's really about helping you learn how to cultivate the physical strength that you need to be the best you. And I would argue that starts with your muscle mass. So today we're talking about body composition. What does it mean? In the shortest version of this conversation possible, in the simplest terms, here's how we're going to have it. There's a part of your body, a percentage of your current body mass, okay? How much space and mass you take up on planet Earth. How much gravitational pull of you is muscle, and how much of you is body fat. Now, it's not that simple because there's a part of you that's water, there's a part of you that's skeletal muscle, skeletal tissue and bones, and there's a part of you, a very small percentage, 1 to 3%, a small percentage of your body weight that's not muscle or fat. But to make it simple and to make this conversation easier, we're going to approach it from the perspective that there's part of you that's muscle and the rest of you is body fat. But the majority of you, the vast majority, somewhere between 60 and 70% of you is muscle. And that's what we're going to start focusing on. So when we talk about body composition, what we're talking about is first coming to understand how much of you is muscle and how much of you is fat. Let's first see where you are. You're going to be more muscle, but to what degree are you more muscle and what degree are you body fat? Are those numbers close or are those numbers far away? And the name of the game here is to get your lean muscle mass in the right percentage range. Another way that you've heard it is if your body fat percentage is above 30%, you're called obese. Doesn't feel so good. Now, if you're in that category, actually, I think above 33% is obese. From 30% to 33%, you're considered overfat. And at 32 to 33%, we would categorize a person as obese. And now, if that's you, or if that's a friend of yours, or if you can imagine if that's a woman down the street, and she gets put into the category of obese, that is not very inspiring to make the big changes necessary to bring that body fat down, right? Not inspiring at all, if you ask me. So what's better is to look at it and say, okay, we need more of you to be muscle. I need you to bring up the amount of your body that is muscle, because when you do, your metabolism is going to be better. Your hormones are going to naturally be more optimized. Your energy and your stamina will go through the roof. Your cortisol will be better in check. Your carbohydrate metabolism at the cellular level is going to be better, helping you improve your insulin sensitivity. When your lean muscle mass is up, you are going to fight off injury and you're going to improve your bone density. And all of these wonderful things happen with every little bit that your muscle mass comes up. So when we talk about body composition, it's really about bringing your lean muscle mass up and bringing your body fat into a healthy range. Because the truth is, we could No, the truth is not. The truth is, if you bring your lean muscle mass percentage up, your body fat percentage has to come down. I'll say that again. When you increase your lean muscle mass percentage, your body fat percentage has to and automatically decreases. So if today you are 70% lean muscle mass, and in 4 to 6 weeks, you're 71% muscle mass, that means your body fat went down. And isn't that a whole lot more fun? Isn't that a whole lot more inspiring to every day say, my task is to increase my lean muscle mass by 1% or 2% or 3% or whatever your goal is going to be? That is fun. And oh, by the way, let's go ahead and just let go of the fear of getting bulky, because even if you do hold that fear, spend some time with me. I will help you navigate that so that you really do create the visual body that you also want so that you can get the health that you need. So it's all about building your lean muscle mass. And that's what we're going to talk about today, how to get your best body composition yet. Now, because I'm live, people pop in and pop out. And I just want to revisit body composition that we're talking about is the percentage of your body that's muscle versus the percentage of your body that's body fat. Now, write this down. Going forward, my goal is to change the global conversation in the health, fitness, nutrition, and medical communities and stop using that dreaded word body fat percentage, or those dreaded 3 words, body fat percentage. And let's start focusing on lean muscle mass. So what's your goal? The goal is to achieve a minimum of 70% lean muscle mass. That's your first goal. Your first goal is to become 70% of your current or future body weight on the scale coming from lean muscle mass. Once you hit that 70%, you've entered the category of healthy. So if you have less than 70% of your 70% of your current body weight as lean muscle mass, let's let your first goal to be to get into that category of 70% of your body weight coming from lean muscle mass. And then the optimal range where we really want you to be is somewhere between 60 to 70%. No, 70 to 80% of your lean muscle mass. This is a mathematical nightmare, you guys. For a girl who went to grammar school in Pennsylvania, whose math skills stop at the counting of 12 repetitions, this is some challenging math. So our goal is to get between, I got to write it down, between 70 and 80% of your body weight being reflected by lean muscle mass. Because what that means is if you can achieve 70% of your current body weight coming from lean, mean, fighting machine muscle, that means there's only 30% of you that's body fat. How cool is that? That's it. And when you become 71% lean muscle mass, only 29% of you is coming from body fat. And that is inspiration in a sentence, is it not? So your number one goal, achieve 70% of your body weight as lean muscle mass, and then find your happiest, best size, lifestyle, eating habits that get you to the place where your body composition is somewhere between 70 and 80% of your body weight coming from lean muscle mass. You want to be 70 to 80% lean muscle. And that is the goal. It's turning around the conversation so we can make it positive. And to me, that is body positivity. To me, that's helping you to feel a whole lot more positive about your body. And so when you show up to your doctor's office in the future, wouldn't it be cool if your doctor said, congratulations, you are now 73% lean muscle, rather than having your doctor say, your body fat percentage puts you into the obese category. Are you with me? Let me know. So let's talk about two things. How do you achieve it and how do you measure it? Now, listen, measuring it, Sharon Jack Jenkins, you just took the words right out of my mouth. Sharon just commented, how do you measure for lean muscle or body fat? And Sharon Jack, I'm going to assume, I think maybe your name is Sharon, but maybe it's Sharon Jack. Great question. And that's exactly where we are going next. So the big question is, okay, so how do we get to 70% lean muscle mass and how do we measure it? Here's where it gets a little tricky. So in order to measure your body composition, you've got three basic options. Now, there's lots of options, but in my experience, again, in practice, coaching women for the past 30 years and really taking a look at the women in my community in the past 2 years, and mandating that they go get a body composition scan, I've become very versed on sort of the common approaches to how you can figure out your body composition. So I'm going to give you three common ways to determine your body composition. Number one is you can buy a smart scale to weigh yourself at home. Now, there are a variety of these scales. Some of them are more expensive and some of them are as inexpensive as $50. Now, these scales that measure your body composition at home, almost always, full stop, always use a technology called bioelectrical impedance. So what these scales at home are doing when you step on them is they're sending a benign electrical signal through your body to determine how slow that signal goes through your body is going to tell us how much body fat you have versus how much lean muscle mass. So the first way you can do this is to get a home scale that measures your body composition. Now, I'm going to tell you something. It's not very accurate. There's quite a big margin of error in these scales. It's about an 8 to 10% margin of error. So these home scales are not super accurate, but they can help you track the ballpark and the direction of if and when you're gaining lean muscle mass. So a home scale is the lowest hanging fruit, the easiest way to get a gauge on what is your current body composition. And I've used that in the past. And again, like I said, while it's not super accurate, it will give you an idea of where you are. And then you can track your progress going forward. The second way is to go to a gym or medical institution, some kind of a facility, and a professional will put you on a more sophisticated version of that home body weight scale. And you may have seen this. It's called the InBody, all one word, IN, India, November, body, InBody, body composition analysis machine. And you'll find these at your local gym, sometimes at your local YMCA, sometimes in your doctor's office. And this is a bit more sophisticated version of bioelectrical impedance. Now, the InBody scan is often free at your local gym. And if it's not free, you could probably find a a retailer or a service provider in your community who will run the scan for you very inexpensively. Sometimes they're $10, maybe they're $15. At most, you're going to spend $30. But most of the time, there's a gym in your area that will offer it for free. So your second option is to get an in-body scan, and that's going to tell you your body composition. That's going to tell you approximately, to a more accurate measure, how much of you is lean muscle mass. The third and best way to really measure your body composition is a bit more cumbersome, but it really is the best way. If you live in a metropolitan area, you'll be able to do this piece of cake and for less than $70 probably. And that is to go get a DEXA scan for body composition or use a bod pod, which is called air displacement. So a DEXA scan is the gold standard. A DEXA scan has a 1 to 3% margin of error. It's the best way to find out what your body composition is. Now, listen, there's a difference between a DEXA scan for bone density and a DEXA scan for body composition. It's the same machine, but depending on where you get your scan, that machine may not tell you your body composition. So recently, my doctor ordered for me to go get a DEXA scan for for bone density. And I'm going to go do that at my local hospital. And I'm going to bet my life savings, which is not that much really, sadly. I'm going to bet my life savings on the fact that that DEXA scan is only going to give me my bone density. Not all DEXA machines will give you a body composition reading. Some storefront service providers are now offering a DEXA scan specifically for body composition. And these are generally places that service active individuals, people like you and me, the non-medical community. People who just want to know what their body composition is. So you go in and you pay $50, $60, $70, and they will give you a DEXA scan and tell you very accurately what your lean muscle mass percentage is. So there's 3 ways to determine your body composition and to find out how much lean muscle mass do you have right now. My favorite is to get a DEXA scan. And even if you do it once a year or twice a year, it's one of the best ways to invest your money in your health. It's the best spend of your money, even if it means you stop going out for coffee for a month. It is the best way to invest your money so that you know without a shadow of a doubt, how much lean muscle mass are you today? And remember, your first goal is to hit that 70% lean muscle mass rating. And the ultimate dream goal is to get between 70 and 80% of your current body weight or your future body weight, any percent, 70 to 80% of any body weight that you might be, we want to be coming from lean muscle mass. So how do you improve your lean muscle mass? That's the next question, right? That's the big question. Now, first and foremost, I know we got to have a conversation around the potential fear of bulking up. Some women are still truly nervous about bulking up. And I honor and I respect you. I acknowledge you because I think that's a valid concern. Because, my friend, if we're going to get real sophisticated here and we're going to talk about body positivity, you have a right to feel positive about your body, whether you have big muscles or smaller muscles. You have the right and the prerogative to cultivate the kind of muscles that you want. And if you personally are a little worried about cultivating bigger muscles, that is fair game. And I honor you. And that is true body positivity. Body positivity is not saying women can't bulk up. It's not possible. Don't worry about it. It won't happen. Because here's the deal. Until you experience the fact that it probably won't happen, I know that you might have a very real fear about bulking up. And so I just got to spend some time with you to help show you that it's harder than you think it is. And there is programming to help you improve your lean muscle mass without developing muscles larger than the muscles that you want for your body. So, how do you improve your lean muscle mass percentage? Here we go. We got some actionable, very specific steps for you so that you can increase your lean muscle mass percentage to get to that first threshold, which is 70% lean muscle mass, and ultimately achieve the goal of about 80% lean muscle mass. Somewhere between 70 to 80 is ideal. Even 78% would be amazing. That's my goal with my private clients, is to get them between, again, bear with me because this is the first time I'm speaking this language, but my ultimate goal with most of my private coaching clients is to get them to 77 to 78% lean muscle mass. And then if they want to get real ripped, our goal is to get them to 80, maybe 81%, 82% lean muscle mass. And that definitely requires some ongoing effort. Your first job is to get to 70%. Your next job is to get somewhere between 70 and 80%. So how do you do that? Number one, how you improve your percentage of your body weight that's lean muscle mass. How to improve your lean muscle mass. Strength train like your life depends on it. Because my friend, it does. Your life does depend on it. 100%. So strength train like your life depends on it. And it looks like this. Get in at a minimum 2 strength training workouts per week, and ideally 3 to 4 strength training sessions per week. Now, I've got some more information for you because I know you're going to say, well, what kind of strength training? Do I do upper body? Do I do lower body? Do I do full body? So here is a little bit more direction and some more parameters. Number one, those strength training sessions should be dedicated strength training sessions. They are not a mixture of cardio or HIIT or boot camp. They are straight, pure strength training workouts, 2 to 4 per week. A bare minimum 2, ideally 3 and 4 if you are passionate about building muscle like I am. You want to focus on straight sets. Now, I know I might get some backlash from the fitness community about this. But again, in my experience coaching women for 30 years and being a woman who is proudly now 50 years old, thank you very much, I will say in my experience, straight sets are the best way for you to build lean muscle mass. So what this means is that you are doing a set of an exercise, you're resting for a period of time, and then you are doing another set of the same exercise, and you are resting for a period of time, and you are doing a third set of the same exercise and resting until you move on to the next exercise. So it's 2 to 3 to 4 sets of a given exercise with rest in between. This is what's called a straight set protocol. And this is what I have found for most women to bring about the best results when it comes to developing muscle. You want to aim for 10 to 12 repetitions per set of exercise. So for example, if you are doing a dumbbell bicep curl, you want to aim for 10 to 12 reps in a set, and you want 3 sets per exercise. So you would do 3 sets of bicep curls for 10 to 12 reps. I am not a fan of going beyond 12 reps if you are honing in and very specifically focusing on building your lean muscle mass. There is a time and a place for more than 12 repetitions. There is a benefit for 15 repetitions. But what we're talking about here is helping you to improve your lean muscle mass percentage. And the best way to do that is to get between 10 and 12 repetitions where The last 2 repetitions of every single set are extremely challenging, and you're using a weight load to help you achieve that. Now, the last thing about your strength training workouts is that you want to make sure that you are consistent. You've got to start this. You've got to practice. You've got to keep at it like your life depends on it, because it does. You need to keep at it until you hit that 70% lean muscle mass percentage. You do not stop. You do not pass go. You do not collect $200 until you hit that 70% lean muscle mass percentage. And that might take you 2 months or 3 months or 6 months or a year. It might take some time. Consistency is everything, especially for women when it comes to building lean muscle mass. So, how do you improve your lean muscle mass? Number 1, strength train like your life depends on it. Number 2, eat to optimize your muscle. What does that mean? That means you start to pay attention to the foods that you're eating each day, and you strategically and intentionally start to eat a balanced amount of protein, fat, and carbohydrates. You start to eat the foods that allow you to end the day with a balanced amount of protein, fat, and carbohydrates. This is one of the best things that you can do for your health. This is exactly what you will learn in depth inside of the Nutrition Project when it opens up again sometime down the road. We're not open right now. You can't join the Nutrition Project right now, but it will at some point down the road. And this is what I teach you. But for now, if you're interested in learning some of the insights and a lot of the details about my approach to nutrition, come over to hollyperkins.com/macros. And that is going to allow you to download a beautiful 14-page premium guidebook that is going to help you learn how to start balancing out your protein, fat, and carbohydrates so that you can eat for better muscle. Eat to optimize your muscle. You want to make sure that you're eating every 3 to 4 hours during your waking hours so that you avoid catabolism. When your blood sugar drops out, your body is going to go into a catabolic state. Now, this is the essence of intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is, in essence, using catabolism to your benefit. And while there could be some benefit to intermittent fasting for you, it's ultimately catabolism. And catabolism is your body breaking down. And what we really have to avoid is the breakdown of lean muscle mass. Because why would you be going to the gym trying to improve your lean muscle mass percentage, and then outside of the gym behaving in ways that destroy that lean muscle mass, otherwise known as catabolism? So, number 2 is that you've got to eat to optimize your muscle. And that means you have to be careful with catabolism. You need to be eating every 3 to 4 hours with balanced protein, fat, and carbohydrates to stabilize your blood sugar so that you can stay away from breaking down your lean muscle mass. This also means that you have to be very careful and very strategic with an intermittent fasting protocol, if that's you. I don't believe that intermittent fasting is ideal for everyone. It's very problematic for me. I have to be very careful with it, and I have to use it only strategically when my body needs it. So if you're going to improve your lean muscle mass percentage, you have to eat to preserve your muscle. And that means you have to be very smart and very specific with intermittent fasting if that's a practice that you're interested in. Welcome. Today, we are talking about achieving your best body composition yet. And so how do you improve your lean muscle mass and achieve that illustrious 70% lean muscle mass? You, number 1, have to strength train like your life depends on it. You, number 2, have to eat to optimize muscle. And number 3, you do use cardio, but you only use it for health and recovery. You don't use it for fat burning. That is right. To improve your lean muscle mass, we are going to forget about burning off your body fat percentage. Again, this is my call to arms to the fitness industry as a whole to say, let's stop focusing on body fat percentage, because what's happening is people hear, I need to bring my body fat percentage down. I need to burn off body fat. I'm going to go do more cardio to burn off body fat. And that same effort is catabolizing your muscle if you don't do it right. Now, I am a proponent of cardiovascular activities and doing cardio. Cardio is very important, very beneficial, and you should be doing it. But you shouldn't be doing it to burn off body fat. You should be doing it to improve your health, to facilitate recovery from your strength training workouts, to improve your mood, to get the endorphins going, to improve your cardiovascular health. There's a lot of other reasons to be doing cardio, but make sure that you're structuring your cardio only for health and recovery. So what does that mean? Focus on cardio sessions that are no longer than 35 minutes. That's right. Gone are the days of 60 minutes of cardio. Now, going out for a leisurely walk with your friend isn't necessarily cardio. Cardio really does mean that you're getting your heart rate above about 55% of your theoretical maximum heart rate. And usually if you're just going out for a walk and you're trying to hit a certain number of steps per day, you're not actually getting into the cardio territory. So what I'm talking about is dedicated cardio workouts, and you want to avoid any cardio workout that's longer than 35 minutes, because beyond 35 minutes, you're going to be entering that state of catabolism, which you want to avoid. You want to focus on steady state cardio, maybe with some interval training. Now, there are rules around interval training and your steady state, really. You want to be keeping your heart rate around 70 to 80, 85% of your theoretical maximum heart rate and no higher. And with your intervals, another way of saying that is if you want to do some interval training, which is different than HIIT training. If you want to do some interval training, I encourage you to go no harder than a rating of 8 to 9 on a scale from 1 to 10. So if you're doing a cardio workout, let's say you're jogging or walking up a hill, you're on the elliptical, you want to challenge yourself to where you would rate your effort level on a scale from 1 to 10, where 10 is extremely effortful and 1 is a snooze. It's a midday nap. You want to rate yourself somewhere between an 8 and a 9 on that scale. And you really don't want to go much higher than the 9 on that scale. And that is going to help you achieve a really optimal, productive cardio session. And that's what I've got for you today. Let me recap, and then I'm going to stick around for my friends who are here live with me to go over any questions and say hello and see how you are. If you're here with me live and you want to pop a question into the comments, do that now, and I will answer in just one moment. So in recap, what we're talking about today is how to achieve your best body composition yet. And there are several ways of doing that, but what we're focusing on here is 3 very specific things. Number 1, I want you to strength train like your life depends on it. Number 2, you're going to eat to optimize your muscle. And number 3, you're going to do cardio, but only for health and recovery. And I encourage you to bookmark or save this episode wherever you're watching it to make sure you come back and revisit it. Because remember, the real goal here is to reach that illustrious 70% of your body weight as lean muscle mass. And then the ultimate goal is to get somewhere between 70 and 80% lean muscle mass. And let's forget about the Ice Age when we used to talk about body fat percentage, because the truth is, it's such a small part of the bigger picture. And from my perspective, if we're really going to be positive about your body and we're going to cultivate body positivity, it's so much more important to flip this conversation on its head and to start talking in numbers that are motivating. And achieving 70 to 80% of lean muscle mass is a whole lot more motivating and inspiring and exciting than the idea of trying to bring your body fat percentage down because you're in the obese category. If you're watching this on my blog, please feel free to leave a comment below. If you're visiting me on YouTube, hello. I hope you'll come over to my website, hollyperkins.com, and go to the blog. All of these episodes will appear there over on the blog at some point down the road if you don't see it there. And if you would like to get your hands on that 14-page guide to eating so that you can improve your lean muscle mass, come to hollyperkins.com/macros. If you are here with me live and you have questions, say hello. Hello, how are you? We're in Pennsylvania today. Let's catch up now that my tea is not so hot. Questions, comments, talk to me, my friend. Do you know your body composition? Do you know how to determine your body composition? And do you know what to do to improve your body composition so that more of you is muscle? Do you know how to do that? Lois, how are you? Heidi, Japanese sencha. Okay, this is, boy, I really stumbled on the name today. Jasmine Pearl, green jasmine pearl, I don't know, jasmine green pearl, something like that. It's a jasmine green tea from Herney & Sons. It is a bagged tea. And if you know me, I don't love to bag tea. But what I like about Herney & Sons, Herney & Sons has this really special satin sachet that they put whole leaves in there. And so even though it's a tea bag, it's still a really nice tea. You know me, I tend to like loose leaf tea, but this is actually a really nice one. Facebook user is having iced tea because it's been 100 plus here in Texas. Shout out to my friends in Texas. Boy, you guys have really been hit with a heat wave. I know many communities around the country right now are going through a heat wave. Shout out to my friends in Texas because I know it's been particularly hot. Who else is here? Sharon Jack, if you're still here, let me know if that's your full name. I'm really curious. And did that answer your question? Heidi shares, awesome topic. Muscle is life. She walks the walk and talks the talk. And this is a girl who knows this to be true. So Heidi, thank you for sharing. Holly Miles, very helpful session. I fell off the grid due to loss of our fur friend, Jack. Just what I needed today. Sending you so much love to your heart and to our sweet little Jack as he crosses over the furry bridge. Mamie Hines, don't know my body composition or how to calculate it. I hope you found today's session helpful. If you're here, let me know. I gave you 3 very easy ways to determine your body composition. I'm definitely a fan of doing a DEXA or BOD-POD scan. Burdick root tea for Facebook user. I love it. You're brave. Facebook user, I don't know who you are. You can tell me who you are. If I know you, I know you. Are you drinking burdock root tea because you like it? Or are you drinking it for health reasons? I'm just truly, honestly curious to know. Do share. Debbie, it's been too long. So good to be with you today. I have felt to make progress. I need a little more variety with my exercises. Do you have suggestions? Absolutely. Come on over to YouTube and you can come to my personal channel, Holly Perkins on YouTube. And there's a bunch of video workouts there that were taken from my live Saturday workouts. Debbie, go check those out. Find the exercises that you love and turn them into your own strength training workout. You can also come over to YouTube at the Women's Strength Nation channel on YouTube. And I have a ton of individual video tutorials of exercises that are all focused on strength training. So that's a great place to see all of my favorite go-to strength training moves that you can do to bring some variety. Min, how are you? So glad you are here. I just wanted a little detox. I hear you. Let me know if I can support you. I will be over inside of the Nutrition Project later today. And for those of you guys that have heard me talk about the Nutrition Project, you do want to come over to hollyperkins.com/waitlist, get on the wait list, because at some point later this year, I will be opening up the doors to the Nutrition Project again. We are just wrapping up our summer round of the Nutrition Project, and then there will be a new live coaching group starting sometime in the fall. That is all I've got for you guys today because my blood sugar's dropping out and I've hit that 4-hour mark and I got to go eat to preserve this muscle that I am working hard for. I hope to see you next Monday at the same time live, 1 o'clock East Coast time every Tuesday, Holly Perkins Fitness on Facebook. I'll see you then.